moving to the Pivotal Ventures investment thesis, I understand that Pivotal is expanding to potentially other new verticals, climate, tech, and sports. And what strategic shift inspired this evolution, and how does it relate to women
Yeah,
and gender
yeah,
equality?
yeah. So that's exactly right. We've made some commitments in our fund portfolio in the last year and change in all the sectors that you mentioned. And it really started, I'll maybe pick on climate and women's sports, but climate, I think one of the biggest, if we don't solve climate change, we won't have a place. We won't be sitting here, right, Melanie? So these are huge opportunities and pain points where we need innovation, we need new tech, new solutions to solve them. And women are underrepresented. So when we really started to parse the data, we said, hey, we want to make sure we have women leaders, investors in the climate space well capitalized, because I think they will potentially, again, come at problems and identify solutions that others may not see or see differently. And there's room for that in a portfolio. And so that really animated what was almost a year's worth of market mapping and landscaping to align around what is our point of view and then what are some of the funds that we think would be best positioned to execute on that. On the sports side, again, sort of similarly, what are huge sectors or industries that have a disproportionate impact on society? Sports is one of, I mean, I talked about my love of sports many times on this podcast, our conversation, but sport is one of the things that brings us together, right? There are very few things that people will sit around and want to talk about or watch live. It's like, okay, I watched this show on Netflix or Max, and it's like two people, but hundreds of millions of people are watching the Super Bowl or the World Cup or the Olympics. And so seeing where women are really at a tipping point, but it's still such a small slice of the total revenue, the total eyeballs on women's sports. And these women athletes are some of the best competitors in the world. This past Olympics in the summer was the first one where you had 50-50 women and male athletes. We saw an opportunity to kind of drive change and influence in a sector that is hugely important. And at the same time, it's undervalued. It's an opportunity to make some money, which is I'm in the business of doing that as well. So we had invested in a fund, Monarch Collected, that invests in women's sports teams, leagues, basketball, and some other core sports. And I think they're bringing that lens of again, operational excellence, value, but community as well.